Ladies and gentlemen, we are officially live and we have made it, everybody. Another milestone in the mix. This is going to be very, very fun here. And I definitely do apologize for looking down. Just want to let everybody know, as far as within our organization, that I am officially live. So this is going to be cool. So just give me 1 second. We're going to go ahead and get this rocking and rolling because I do appreciate all of your time. I do not take it for granted whatsoever. But definitely, I want to make sure that our peeps are definitely on to acknowledge such a special day because it's not every day that an organization get the claim or an individual for that matter to become at such a milestone, such as 600 episodes. So now, with that being said, we got that out of the way. I just want to welcome you all here to a very special episode here on Transformation Greatness, along with SBN, a Small Business Network podcast. We have reached episode 600, ladies and gentlemen. Let me say that again. Episode 600. I was trying to do something to have all the bells and whistles and all that good stuff. I couldn't find it here. So I said, you know what? Hopefully, with everybody that's coming in, we can definitely go ahead and make that happen. So I was looking for the emojis and all that great stuff. Couldn't find it. But anywho, I was just definitely want to give a special shout out to all of the men and women that have made this possible over the course of the almost going on now 2 years. Now that I think about it, wow, 2 years, man. Wow, truly, truly amazing. So for all those that are tuning in, if you catch this on the live, put in the hashtag live, let us all know where you're tuning in from. Of course, if you should happen to catch this on a replay, go ahead and put in hashtag replay. Just want to introduce myself very briefly, my position within the organization, and then we go ahead and get jump started. Because if you know me, it's not about me. My name is Sean A. White. I am the founder and creator of Transformation Greatness, which is all about motivating, encouraging, and inspiring the masses. With that, it consists of me being a speaker, a coach, a hypnotherapist, practitioner. But within SBN, a small business network, I am a partner and CEO of the awesome organization, a mentor, etc., etc., etc. So now, with that being said, let's get back here to 600 episodes, ladies and gentlemen. And does that represent? That represents the countless men and women and children that have contributed to the vision in which I had set forth about 2 years ago with Commissioner Dr. James in terms of really adding another layer of visibility. And it dropped in my spirit during that time because Commissioner, as you all know, with SBN a Small Business Network, the first thing you think about is TV and radio, right? And there's so many other different services and things that we do provide within the organization. But during that time, that piece of the podcast was missing. And so it dropped in my spirit. And hey, we have here author and pastor Tasha Harding. Welcome, welcome. And thank you. We definitely appreciate that. Thank you for the congratulations. So I was thinking, like, man, what is it else that we can add to be a piece of the puzzle to really bring that exposure to the organization? And so I said, well, hey, I'm doing podcasts. There's a lot of men and women out there that are doing podcasts in this space. And I said, why not? Presented the idea to Commissioner. He absolutely loved it. And from the first podcast in which that we did up until about now, we have cleared milestones from 100 to 200, 300, 400, 500, and now 600 episodes. That means within those 600 episodes, we then had individuals ranging anywhere from real estate, personal development, those that have been coaches, authors, speakers, coming from all different walks of life. But more importantly, what that means is that these individuals have given their time and space to be able to do a podcast to inform, enlighten, inspire, and even educate the audience based upon their skill sets and what they bring to the marketplace. And so, for an individual such as myself, I don't take that for granted because these individuals have, some of them have even overcome their own limitations, right? They have even resisted the ideas from what people were telling them that they wasn't good enough, they wasn't eloquent enough, who would want to listen to them. And so by them adding in to the vision on which that I had for the podcast, it has really taken off and it really has its own identity, if you will. And I'm just so happy and honored and thankful for all those individuals that have contributed up to this point. And the great news is, just like I said when we did episode 500, and the same thing like I said when we did episode 400 and 300, ladies and gentlemen, we are just getting started. Because for every time that we reach a milestone, that means growth, that means expansion. We are looking for 20 more active leaders by the end of 2026. So what does that mean, Sean? What do you mean by active members? What are you even talking about, dude? I'm talking about for individuals to come into the organization to be TV or radio personalities, to be podcasters, to be a part of other services, but not only that, but for them to then be able to collaborate and network to where they can have their zone of genius on the forefront. I'm looking for the vision of really seeing SBN reaching in local radio and TV stations. I'm looking to see the vision from SPN really taking us globally and to be featured our partners within the organization and to really get that maximum exposure for who they are and what they bring to the table. That's huge. And that takes vision, that takes commitment, and that takes just doing the work. And I'm just so proud of so many individuals that, again, have said yes to themselves, that have added on with their zone of genius, that have brought so much value to the marketplace by using this platform of a podcast and by adding that in and having that extended credibility. It has just been amazing. And so for all of you guys, right, this has nothing to do with me. I don't take no credit and none of it, absolutely none of it. I give all the credit, all the honor, all the accolades, and all the bells and whistles to you guys. So if you're a current or past podcast member, this is for you. And you should be sharing this out to all your social media handles. You should be telling all of your partners or your future partners or your current customers and past customers. Everybody, you should be sharing this bad boy out and saying, you know what? I'm a part of something special, or I was a part of something special. And because of that, it's springboarding to something else. We have here, for an example, Angelina Clara's Conscious, which, by the way, guys, I gotta say this. Grand rising to you too. If you haven't been watching the Peak Wellness Hour, which comes to you each and every single Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, then you're missing a treat. I'm just saying. Because with Angelina, Professor Edith, Pastor Edith, And where's Wind, by the way? Where's Miss Brainy Alvarado? Where's my Wind? These ladies here, they add another element as far as to the show. And again, if you haven't seen it, I'm telling you, it is something special. Like, in my opinion, just like SBN, a Small Business Network podcast, it is an award-winning podcast. Yeah, I said it, award-winning podcast, and I stand on that. So now, I want to have a conversation about you. I want to have a conversation to the man or woman that is sitting there listening to this live stream and saying to themselves, like, man, I got a business. I got ideas. I got different things in which I want to do that I really like, that I'm truly passionate about, right? I have a message, and it's something in which that I would like to do, but I don't know if podcasting is really for me, or I want to be able to do all that, but I gotta get the special lighting and equipment because I see other podcasters and they got all the bells and whistles and everything. And I know it's not cheap, if you will, for the equipment, right? I know it's a cost associated with that. And it's like, man, I just want to wait until I get all that up. And it's like, we got all these things that's coming in our heads. And if you give me a second, man or woman that's going through that, that's even thinking of that, I get you. But I want to share something with you that I've learned from so many individuals. It's best to take action now, do it imperfect, and then build along the way, than to use that as a reason and excuse why you're not moving forward. Because you see, the successful, they move with action. They figure out the how later. They position themselves in such a way that they say, you know what, I have a story and I have a message, and I'm just at a point where I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired of not being heard and recognized for what truly the creator has given within me. And if I do not share that story or message or brand, then you know what? It's not going to be shared the way that's supposed to be shared through me. You have an opportunity, folks. Right now, I'm giving you an opportunity right now. Right now. Connect with individuals such as Angelina Clara's conscious lifestyle coach. Connect with her. Like, comment, share, reach out to her. Like, say, hey, the Peak Wellness Hour, I heard you had something like that. What is that all about, by the way? I'm in a season right now where I'm connecting with individuals that are doing things on a very high level. And I say that not to brag, because if you know me, I don't care about accolades and stuff like labels. I can care less. But I'm doing that in such a way is because it's all about position. It's all about servanthood. You heard me say that many times before, and I'll keep saying it. And hopefully they put that on my tombstone, serving the hood, because that's what it's about. And everything that I do, from SBN, the Small Business Network, down to the podcast, down to Elevate X, down to fill in the blank with that, right? Because I do a lot, down to Excellence Incorporated, down to the Peak Wellness Hour, down to, it's all designed and set up for servanthood. So, with this here being a 600 episode, I want you guys to think about something. Hey, we got here BIX in the house. Peace, King Keith. Peace, Boris. And we have here Miss Nettie Mons. Hello there, ma'am. Absolutely, absolutely. I want you guys to think about something. I want you guys to think about something that the creator done dropped in your spirit. Something that he wants you to do, something in which that you're gifted at so naturally that for a person like myself or many others, it would take us quite some time to even come up with something like that. But you do it masterfully. And as you're thinking about that right now, I want you to visualize and imagine on what it would be like that if you just move with action and you do it imperfectly on what you will look like in the next month, in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, in the next year, in the next 5 or 10 years. And I want you to really sit with that idea, not allowing any other distractions, not allowing any type of self-doubt, not allowing what family members or friends or anybody else has to say. And I want you to really sit with that idea. But then I want you to go another step further. I want you to get into a quiet area and I want you to connect with your creator. And I want you to get serious. I want you to get raw. I want you to get authentic. If you're wearing glasses, I want you to put it to the side right here. And I want you to get serious and say, okay, God, why am I here? What is my purpose? What is it that you put within me that you want me to be a blessing to others? And the main thing you do, I did it in such a way like that because that would work for me. And in turn, he has given me the ability to communicate, to speak, to touch that person in the spirit, to pull out the greatness within them. What am I saying here, folks? What I'm saying is this, is that if you move with that type of faith, that small, imagine on what he can do. So how does that relate to what you're talking about with the episode 600, for those that might have missed it? From something such as an idea, from what the creator have given me about 2 years ago, to where it is now, to the amount of men and women that were given that opportunity and said absolutely yes. Not only is it bringing value to SBN, the Small Business Network, but also bringing value to my brand. It's giving me credibility. It's giving me visibility. It's putting me in the face of different audiences that I may not have had the experience of being in front of before. Think about that one. Imagine where you can be at in 3 months or 6 months or 1 year. Imagine the team in which that you could have. It's just a thought. In closing, I see with SBN in terms of the podcast going to more than 1,000. But like I mentioned to you, I see a whole lot bigger vision than just doing podcasting, a whole way bigger vision than that. I see a way bigger vision for the peak wellness hour. I see a way bigger vision than that. And the ladies know as far as on what I mentioned to them, and it's going to happen. I see a way bigger vision with Excellence Incorporated, way bigger vision. And that's going to happen. I see a way bigger vision with the other ventures in which I'm a part of. Why? Why are you so confident, Sean? What evidence do you have? Like, who do you think you are, man, to have such vision, to have such, optimism? Who are you, man? Like, who do you know? Who you rubbing shoulders with, right? When you have that confidence in the creator and you know without a shadow of a doubt of what you have to bring to the table, and you want to put that work in, no matter what it feels like, no matter what it looks like, no matter your family members or friends don't even believe in you, doesn't matter if life is lifing, so to speak, because of the fact that you just believe and you just have that conviction and you willing just to stand firm on that, no matter what, it's bound to happen, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not telling you something from which that I read. I'm not even telling you something in which I even heard from somebody else. I'm just telling you just from my own experience. And if that's not good enough for anybody here on this live stream, then I do apologize. You're more than welcome to follow or listen to whoever resonates with you. So that's all I have for you on this Saturday evening. I really hope that this really inspired someone. Hey, if you are interested in being a radio or TV personality and you would like to see how that fits, how that looks like based upon what you're currently doing in your brand, in your zone of genius, with the vision that you have for yourself or for your brand, I would love to have a conversation with you. If you are interested in any of the other organizations in which that I mentioned, such as the Peak Wellness Hour, Excellence Incorporated, many other things in which I may be a part of, you would like to know more about that, I will definitely connect you with those individuals. And believe me, the people that I align with, they're on the same wavelength as me. So if you have trust and confidence in me, then rest assured, these individuals that I'm speaking of, please, you will have that as well because it's all about alignment in 2026. That's what I wanted to say. Out of all everything which I just said, 2026, the year of alignment. So what I stated on here either motivated, transformed, or inspired at least one person, to may God be the glory, and I take no credit for absolutely none of it. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time. You have been amazing. By His grace and mercy, look forward to seeing you all on the next episode. Until then, enjoy your Saturday. Peace and love, everybody. Later.